The impact of interventions. What exactly is that?
So intervention would obviously mean that to take the right remedial help is the intervention, right? So if you are suffering from a mental illness or a mental concern, when you go and see the doctor or the psychiatrist or the therapist is intervening to arrest the disorder.
Okay.
And to help you cope with it better. So that's the intervention. Faster you intervene, the impact of that intervention is greater. Say it's been 6 months into the illness as compared to say 2 years. If you go to see the doctor within 6 months, you'll recover, your recovery will be much faster. You'll be able to, you'll be able to find a cure much faster rather than going and seeing a doctor 2 years later. So that's the impact of an intervention. And the earlier you see a doctor, the higher is the impact.
When you use the word intervention, would it also involve that the person is lending some kind of care to the person who is suffering?
So I think, of course, when you talk about impact of intervention, that would mean intervention from all sides. Because I think when a person really goes through a mental illness, the person of course suffers, but I do believe that his entire ecosystem suffers. So his family comes into play. If he's a parent, the children come into play. Maybe some few close friends come into play. So everybody then everybody who's putting in help to help that person is an interventionist. So the role of the caregiver is, I think, extremely important because, of course, the doctor is there, but you're meeting the doctor maybe once a month or once a week if he's a counselor. If you're a psychiatrist, typically once a month. But the caregiver, the person who's really looking after you at home, is the person who's really of very, very high importance. He's the primary caregiver. And he's in touch with that person day in and day out, he or she. So the role of the caregiver is extremely important.